if you are joining us, this is Writers Corner by the Writers Space Africa. And today we're going all the way to Zambia to interview Jimmy and just listen to his thoughts about writing and the things that has inspired him and what has brought him this far. Okay, so Jimmy.
Good evening, how are you?
What time is, yeah.
Well, it's a bit late here. It's actually
Like,
beginning to get dark actually.
Yeah, what's the exact time right now?
Right now, this is 18:10.
Oh, okay. So we're just going to dive right in and be really fast. This is quick fire. We have just 15 minutes, okay?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
How are you feeling right now? How are you right now? Like right this minute. Don't think about it.
Um, right, right
Oh
this
wow.
minute,
Tell
I'm
me
very
about
excited to. Well, it's amazing to actually just get up a time and a chance to interact with other writers, where to be in a space where you actually just a chance to talk about yourself, because that's actually something very few writers get to have actually. So
I'm really
yeah, I'm just looking forward to have a good time.
awesome. Awesome. So since you're excited about being in the spotlight, tell us about yourself. Who is Jimmy Kanzobya?
Jimmy Kanzobya
Oh
is just
wow.
that guy, I should
About
say, because yeah, I'm just that guy. Really, I think that's really something that I think that's something that okay. Jimmy Kanzobya, this is he's a poet, he's an author,
okay.
he's a he's a journalist,
Okay.
he's um he's a camera person.
Oh wow.
What else?
That's a long
Yeah,
spot you're coming in.
I should say really I find it so hard to talk about myself
Oh,
sometimes.
okay. So
That question I can't
oh,
answer it
okay.
in the right way like
So
that.
let me help you out. The author of 3 books is not just a boy.
Like seriously, how could come like
There's a lot of night work, a lot of behind the scene, a lot of fight, a lot of crying over your character. You're not just a boy.
yeah, I'm not just that. Okay, I'm just that guy.
Okay. You're trying to compensate right now.
Yeah, I'm just that. No, 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 no. I'm not trying to confess it, but I'm saying I'm just that guy.
That's good to know that regardless of all your achievements, you still see yourself as just a person. You're just human, and that's
Yeah.
really amazing. So tell me, what has gone into your writing journey? What inspires you? What have you sacrificed? What has gone into your writing journey?
What has gone in my writing journey is been it's not a it has been a very long journey, I should say, because I really started having passion for writing at the very tender age. Actually, when I was still secondary school. So uh, it was during the times when I was the chairperson for Writers Club and also the editor
Okay.
of Knowledge is Possible magazine that we used to publish every time in my secondary during my secondary
Wow.
school years. So so every time we would publish Knowledge is Possible magazine to just get to have a chance to report on different activities that used to happen within the school term, and then we'll publish it, get to sell before the end of term. So it is that very moment, it was that very opportunity that I had that actually led me to actually
Oh, that's
have
great.
a great zeal and passion writing, because I started the Writers Club as a way of just trying to promote reading and writing culture, because I felt the need to just help people get to have interest in writing and also into reading as well, because I was seeing how much writing was dying out. Because even during composition lessons like English, because I never did literature, so we would find we would find that there are very few people that are actually going to submit their books for marking. So it is all started like that as a way of just trying to promote reading and writing culture in my secondary school.
Okay.
So after completing my secondary school, I started writing for the Zambia Daily Mail in the Sunday Mail newspaper. That is a young writers column where I used to publish, where I used to submit articles that are youth related, that are gender related, that are just
Okay.
social related, because all I wanted was just to contribute best to my society. So yeah, time went on, and then at the moment, I write for Times of Zambia. I
Okay.
do write feature stories for Times of Zambia, but I'm with an NGO, Women and Law in Southern Africa. It's the one that I work with right now.
Okay. So how has
Yeah.
creative writing come into play? Talking about women and children and all of that mix. How have you been able to put your writing? Because I know NGO is a lot of work and writing is a whole lot of work. How have you been able to combine those two things?
Let me just say, I because of writing every day, because I created a writing habit of writing every day, of
Oh,
finding time to write
like
every day.
every
I
single
think
day.
I just every single day. I hardly pass a
For
day
how
without
long?
writing. So I think every day. I think in the last 2 years, I've been writing every day. So I have works that I've been working on. Most of work I've just packed it because it's just way publishing.
Wow.
So I come
I'm
across
challenged.
different ideas every day. So I just write, put it aside, write, put it aside, and yeah, there are some works that I've also done with other guys. Like actually, I've collaborated with a friend of mine from Botswana. Her name is Lebo Hang. She's rare breed, I should say, and she's always rare. So yeah, she's been a great friend that I've worked with, and we have a good book that is coming.
Oh,
So
I'm
it's
excited.
one of those things. So it's just one of those things that I felt, okay, how about we get to actually write something? So I gave her an idea about what I wanted to put together, and then she also put into it. The good part is she's also really been amazing, I should say.
Oh
She's
wow.
been
Why
amazing.
is
She has
that
great
amazing?
talent, great.
Sounding really amazing.
But
Okay.
I should say she's my chair lady because she has tried so much to encourage me because there are times where I get so tired because I get to write during the whole night, sleep at 4 or 5, and also get back to writing and I just get to find myself in that a lot of times I find myself stressed
Oh, okay.
because writing gets out of hand. Yeah, so I don't get to have time to rest. I think she also noticed, so she would advise me properly. Say, okay, get to have time to rest, get to do this where I need to write and stuff like that. So it's
Oh,
been
this
like
is
that.
amazing. So first of all, you have a culture that says, "Oh, I must write every day," and then you find someone to collaborate with, someone that holds you accountable to your health, someone that helps you to balance out. That's really
Yeah,
really
yeah,
great. Okay,
sure.
so since you write every day, I know it's a principle. It's something I have read over a period of time that to be a writer, you don't just wait for inspiration. You have to discipline yourself. But then, what
Yeah.
inspires you? Like every single day, what inspires you to write?
What inspires me to write is what is happening in my society. What happens in my society. I mean, I just allowed myself to be inspired by everything because what I've understood better is that we are living in a generation where we have a lot of stories. When we are born in stories. We were born
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
stories. We are surrounded by
I
stories,
agree.
and then there are all these things that just come with everything. You being there, it's a story. Tell me how you came about to be in that situation you're seated. So you tell me about it. So what is there is we're surrounded by stories, which I feel that stories are so powerful. So how about we use stories to actually change our society? Because
Okay.
what I've
Okay. I
yeah,
going.
what I've truly observed about Africa is that our history wasn't really properly documented because it was documented by other people who were in a position of not doing justice or writing good about us. So there are a lot of good and great things that our forefathers were doing then, but they were not. All those things were not documented. So you
Wow.
find that a lot has been as a lot is lost, a lot is not with us. So we would say we are a generation with a history that is not full, I should say, because there is a lot of things that haven't been told. So what I felt, what I've
Okay.
always thought about is, or what I've always really encouraged the writers is like we have a greatest opportunity right now, right this very moment, to actually just get to write and document properly about everything that is happening in our surrounding. We
Okay.
don't have to write about we don't have to write about the entire continent, about, about South Africa, about Nigeria, about Cameroon, about Sudan, about all these other places. But in our spaces where we are,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is it that what is it that we can put together so that when we sell it out, when we give it out to Africa, we put all these different collection of stories of documents from different parts of Africa, and even when we give it out to other
Oh,
people outside, they would say, "We have read the story of Africa." Because they have seen all different pieces that come from different parts of Africa,
wow.
not only
Yeah.
the collections of not only the collection of artworks that they've been getting,
Mhm.
placed in the museum, and they will get to lose out on those things. Our African gods, things that our forefathers were worshiping long time ago, those things are today in Europe, in America, in these museums.
Africa. I can imagine. I can imagine your pain right now.
So
I
what?
know it.
So what is that? So what I want to say is there's just a lot that we can do.
Oh wow. So I think from what you said, one of the things I learned is the power of pieces, the power of stories. Like we all have stories, and it doesn't have to be the huge story, the big location. We can just start from right where we are. And then if we can collect those pieces together, it's like little drops
Sure.
of water, and then we're able to make this mighty river. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing that. So over a period of time you've been writing since secondary school. How have you been able to work with young people to teach them the power of telling their own stories in their own voices at their own time?
Yeah. Yeah, I should say I've really tried as much as possible to engage in the young writers. I right in my former secondary school, I every time I visited my hometown,
Okay.
I've made sure that I met the deputy head teacher or the head teacher himself or herself just to arrange a meeting for me or to just give me permission to go ahead and get to meet my former
Oh,
school students because the time yeah, so I we get to talk about all these different things. There are times where I've also the club that I formed at my former school, the club is
yeah.
still there.
Okay.
So what I do is every time I'm in the town, I would go there, I'll meet the guys, I will motivate them, I will encourage them, I'll inspire them. And then also my mentor, my former club patron, he he actually arranges for me classes because he teaches
Oh,
literature.
nice.
So what he does is so he calls me to go, yeah, he calls me to go and talk to his pupils. So I'll get to have time to talk to them, show them. Some of them would buy my books. Some of them I'll
Nice.
just encourage them, like, how about you also get to the point where you get to write your own book? So it's in that way that I keep encouraging them as well to also get to have passion for reading, and also passion for writing. I've met students, I've met pupils, I've just met people that just have passion for writing, old and the young. So I've always wanted to just bring the best out of young people because also looking at where I'm coming from, there used to be a lot of writers there some time back.
Okay.
Yeah. So but uh, there was a blockade. Let me say there's a period, there's a phase where actually the ones who were writing then they didn't properly pass on the mantle to the young,
Oh, wow.
us young generation.
Yeah.
So,
That's always
so
that difference.
yeah, so you find that we're just growing up, getting into writing without really fully good proper mentorship to actually have that drive. So to people like me who have actually reached this far is because I understood better and better and how special and precious and how great writing is. So it's I just try to use it to also get to enforce change in my society.
Oh wow. See, I have been blessed. Let me use the term. I've been I'm looking for a word to say how grateful I am to just have this conversation with you. Because first of all, I learned the power of discipline to write every day. And it's not just about an inspiration falling on my head. It's about discipline and writing every day. And then there's the power of collaboration. And then now you're talking about our own stories, our own capacity to talk about our own little space to
Mhm.
step out there, to begin, and then to let other people join in and create this mighty pool of knowledge and our own histories. And then now you move on to mentoring, to teaching other people. I think one salient point you did mention is the generational difference in writers. How we have these really good writers that are up there, and then these upcoming writers that are down there. And it's like there's this huge difference between us because there's no good mentorship and no good communication. And now we're bridging that gap. Thank you
Mhm.
so much much for really bridging this gap. If you have questions for Jimmy, I need you to start throwing it into the comment section now, because I'm going to round off in the next 3 minutes. All right. So Jimmy, there's a funny fact about you. I know you like Brimo, or rather, you told me you like Brimo.
Oh yeah.
Tell me how music inspires you.
Okay, let me say music is really okay. Music is everything for me. I as I keep typing and I'm getting that loud music, more especially
Oh,
Brimo. Actually, Brimo makes yeah.
oh.
The guy is super cool. So most of the time I write, I use his music
So if
to just get to write.
go on.
So I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, I've just seen a comment like, "What is your hope for the future?" Okay, what I hope for the future is a generation where we actually united as one people, that we're one Africa. Because what I've also observed today is that a black man thinks so high of himself, and then think low of the other black people. Like we don't think great about our race. We think highly about ourselves than the rest of the other blacks. That's why it's more easier for a black man to betray another black man. That's why it's so much easier for a black man to fight another black man, because we don't get to actually think highly of our race. Because in everything that we do, we should actually preach Africanity, because this is in this transition, that is all we need. Like at the moment, we need to embrace our Africanity, embrace our identity, embrace and be proud of our values and cultural practices, and all these customs that our forefathers have passed on to us. Let's embrace them more, because tomorrow we're going to lose that on all these things. They're not going to be there. We're losing out on Africa.
Oh,
So
wow.
we should really, really uphold so much on those values, because where we're going in this time that is passing, I'm telling you, if we're not going to document everything properly, we'll totally have nothing to embrace and appreciate.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jimmy. So quickly, I do not agree. I do not agree with the concept of how this is just a black man looking down on his race and then betraying his own people, because that looks like it's something almost every race has. Almost every race has that same problem. I think that we should also begin to pay attention to developing ourselves and then looking at our neighbors as equals, as opposed to just the entire race. We should start from where
Yeah.
we are, just like you pointed out in the aspect of stories. Oh, okay. So if you have any more questions, I have space for just one more question and then I will be done. We would be rounding this off. Okay. Has the whole writing and publishing, someone is asking you a question on writing and publishing. Yes. Has the whole writing and publishing process gotten easier with time, comparing your first and third book, Jimmy? What's the
Okay.
difference between the third book?
Okay. I should say publishing in Zambia is a little bit challenging, because this is my first book. I had a very huge challenge to publish a book like this one, because it's too thick. It's self-publishing. So what is there is it's very challenging to actually to publish in Zambia. So what is there is I don't know in how you guys do it outside there, but the biggest challenge that we've also really had is that we don't have proper publishers that can actually provide proper publishing services to the writers. So
So you're
mostly
still dealing with it?
people are actually just come again. Yeah,
Are
I
you still
also did my
struggling
third book. That
with
is
your third book?
struggling with what?
Are you still struggling with publishing despite this being your third book?
Uh, Publishing, not so much. I think right now I'm okay, of which I feel I can also get to assist other writers out there on how to
Oh,
actually go about it. Because yeah, it's a huge challenge to many people, because so many manuscripts have been covered in dust today, because many people don't know where to go. So I would really advise
very.
writers, more especially those that are in Zambia, because we have this challenge that is actually almost every writer is facing: where to publish, how to publish, and just where to also place your book. So those are some of the greatest challenges that many writers are facing in Zambia. So which I feel we need time to actually interact more, share ideas, share contacts as well, to actually see where you can actually get to publish good quality books.
Okay. Thank you so much for Jimmy. If you have any more questions for Jimmy, or you feel like you want to network with Jimmy, you can follow him on Instagram. Just type in Jimmy Kanzobya and he's going to pop up. Remember, he's an author. You're going to easily find him on Instagram. I'm very sure he's on Instagram. And then you can follow him. Please do well to also follow Writers Space Africa on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. All right, so this Writers Corner happens every month. So see you next month and keep your fingers crossed. You don't know where we might go next. All right, bye. Thank you so much for joining in. I had fun
All
doing
right.
it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Great. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank
All right.
you.
Great.